Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth, and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back again with another Starfield shipbuilding video. Today, I've got build number 156, MERLIN, a UC Aegis Recon Sloop. Our second commissioned ship from the UC Aegis Intelligence Network. MERLIN will join the Aegis Valor in enhancing the United Colonies' intelligence dragnet throughout the settled systems. While not intended for direct action missions, she is quite capable of defending herself with a heavy laser array, dual particle repeaters, and twin concussion missile launchers. Fellow spaceship enthusiasts, we meet again. The idea for this build started with the design of this bow. When the ACS Deimos mod dropped, one of my early ideas was the shape of this bow, essentially. So I tried to design that first and built a ship fitting of it. I believe this is also the first time I've showed a ship using some of the skinny habs, which you'll see in the build, which definitely open up many design options. I really enjoyed this one, and of course, I hope you guys do too. Let's check her out. As stated in the intro, this whole ship came about after I designed that bow section. The ACS Deimos parts are fantastic. If you have not checked out that mod yet, completely worth, I don't know how many shekels it costs, but totally worth it. I felt like carrying those angles from the bow all the way through the ship was another design aspect I was going for. These engine nacelles also came out quite good. Sometimes a simple design really goes a long way, and when you look in the build, these nacelles were quite simple to piece together. Big fan of the way this bow came out. I decided to tuck all of our weapons and some multiple sensors up there, but this ACS Deimos mod with these angles and the canards, really striking look. This rear gear section went through several iterations, but quite happy with the final selection here. Let's check out her interior. We enter into a TIG skinny 1x1 that I turned into a small gear area as well as technical space. Not much room in these skinny habs, but if you are creative enough, they are definitely still useful. Now we'll head up to our main deck. This is a Stroud Premium 2x1 all-in-one, which we've all seen many times, but I found yet a new way to switch it up. So this is, of course, pre-furnished, and I added my touch of stuff and things to it. And of course, here is the galley. Added a couple extra refrigerators and a good amount of consumables. Another Strat Premium all-in-one 2x1. Not too shabby. And moving forward, we have our command and control center. Since this is a Recon Sloop, this is a Matilija, I guess you would call it a 2x1 skinny hab that I turned into our little intelligence gathering section. Really happy with the way this one came out. I feel like I did a pretty good job at maximizing the space while still leaving enough room to make it feel like it's believable. And now we'll head up to our third deck. We enter into another TIG skinny 1x1 that I made a bit of another technical room. Here's our docker with some medical and of course some shotties in case we have to use that docker, and the skinniest restroom I've made yet. Not much room, but there's enough room. Heading forward, we have our cockpit. Now, there is a decent amount of clipping, unfortunately, with this design, so I had to use some buildable walls to sort of redesign this interior. It didn't quite come out as good as I thought it would, but I think it's still acceptable. But there really wasn't a way to get the clipping out of the cockpit without significantly changing the design. So, of course, we got a cockpit shotty. And that's about it for this interior. Let's build her. Mod list and load order. As usual, if the mod is checked, it is active in my load order, and if there is a thumbs up next to it, I used it for this build. Here is the parts list for this one. Not too many different parts. I did reuse a good amount of certain pieces, but go ahead and grab one of these in your ship builder and let's get ready to put her together. Step 1. Walkable spaces. This is the cockpit, the bay, the docker, and of course, our habs. As you can see, these are the skinny habs that I'm referring to. Currently, to my knowledge, Tiger Shipyards as well as Matilija Aerospace are the two mods that are giving us these awesome skinny habs. I have actually a good amount of ships in the hangar right now utilizing these skinny habs. They really do open up many new design options, which I'll be sharing as soon as I find the time. Step 2, the bow, part 1. Nothing too complicated here in this step. I'll see you in the next one. Step 3, the bow, part 2. Here we'll be constructing the front of this ship. And again, this is where the whole inspiration for this design came from. So we'll piece this out and get her done. Once you get that built, just mirror it. So you're going to build the exact same thing, just with the opposite pieces. Now do the same with this set of parts. Just build the same thing, just opposite. Set that aside for a second. Now to get this front merge with the gear, we are connecting the ACS Deimos parts to their respective sides. So those ACS Deimos parts are going to connect together, and that's going to give us this merge with the front gear, and it's going to create this angle of the bow. Now, you could put your weapons, obviously, wherever you want, but I really had fun with the idea of trying to fit everything up into the nose of this bird. So we have our spinally mounted concussion missile launchers, and then I went ahead and tucked in our laser array and our big old particle disruptors just to make everything fit up there in the bow. Step 4, the bow, part 3. Make sure you get this positioning correct, because we have some other parts that will be connecting to these little Antares squares in later steps. Step 5. We're going to start building out this undercarriage, if you would. And all of this starts off of this bottom TIG skinny hab, and then we will build from there. And I use these Antares squares to get this offset properly. Yeah, I really love using these skinny habs. They make a lot of designs doable now, which of course I have to appreciate. Now we'll be attaching these other Deimos spine parts to that first Antares square that is attached to the TIG skinny hab. It makes a very nice clean merge. Step 6, our main gear setup. Now this does mirror, so I left the starboard side intact so we can have a good reference. And we're going to set up the port side here. sorry about that. Ignore my butterfingers. Step 7. This is going to be some of our remaining undercarriage bits, as well as the reactor and our center drive unit. And right here is where I decided to tuck our fuel in. So that's on both sides. Of course, you can tuck it in wherever you like. Step 8 is going to be our topside structural bits, as well as fleshing out all of the accessories around the cockpit. Now the connection point for this chunk of Antares parts are those Antares squares up there right in front of the cockpit that I mentioned in that step. So that's where we are making our connections for those pieces. Step 9, our engine nacelles. These really weren't that complicated to put together. I did leave one intact since they mirror each other. We're going to assemble this other one and then finish this bird out. These armor pieces should be on the inside of that Gillibrand connection point, like so. Yeah, that looks much better. And we'll reassemble, and that's it for our engine nacelles. Now these ASC Deimos engine struts, I'm attaching it to that TIG 1x1 square that is inside of the engine nacelle. Now just clip that in it's connecting to the ASC Deimos spines that are already buried there. But a good check is just to make sure, come on words, that the rear of the ship is, the nacelles are flush with the stern. That's a good check to make sure that we're connecting in the right spots. Now you could totally finish the build here. I chose to add a good amount of these my Tillage wings. Man, words are not working today. I apologize. Just to try and add to my hull stat numbers, because of course I am a stat maxer. So just go ahead and orient these plates, if you would, in this setup, and then we'll go ahead and attach them. You have now completed the UC Aegis Intelligence Network Recon Sloop, MERLIN. Hope you like this one as much as I did. Let's take her for a quick combat tour. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you very much. All the viewers, commenters, likers, subs, I really do appreciate all of you. Your continued support is kind of what inspires me to keep making these videos. I have no plans on slowing down building these ships. I'm still having a hell of a time doing that, and have a bunch of ideas I'm still exploring. But when it comes to making these build guides and posting here on YouTube, y'all liking and commenting is really the main driver for me to keep going. Because these videos do take quite a few hours to put together. So if the interwebs don't like my stuff anymore, might not post as much. But I did have a lot of fun with this one. I really love the overall profile. And again, that bow was probably my favorite design detail. I do have a whole bunch of ships I gotta get made up and posted before I can jump to the next universe and start fresh. Thanks to all of you again. Cornelius. Of course, you can find me in the Star Yard